You say you admire characters like Baku and Ayanokoji, but would you dare think like them? Would you read books to develop your intelligence? Better not be those books listed in this video. I can assure you, geniuses wouldn't touch these books with gloves on. Don't be naive. Books that promise big changes in your life are all scams. Real life is not magic. There is no life hack that will increase your power over your life. You have to understand that you are already falling into the traps of predators. They are winning money, while you are winning a cheap satisfaction that will end sooner than you expect, and then you would go back to search for the next book that is going to change your life. The books mentioned here are not scientific, they are just for comfort. You will not develop anything but confidence and delusions. If you keep reading content that doesn't challenge you, but only comforts you, you are never going to evolve. In the worst case, you are going to make actions that only frustrates you, while you will keep blaming yourself for not getting what you desired. You are right in blaming yourself, but because you chose to read and believe in these books in the first place. My intention on this video is to open your eyes to the traps in the way of people wanting to develop their intelligence. You've been lied to. The books you thought were sharpening your mind were dulling your senses. While reading, you might have the feeling it makes sense, but you don't question the assumptions corrupted by the author's bias. This is the perfect way to feel smart while staying dumb. One of the worst effects of these corrupted ideas is how vague and generic they are, causing you to believe that you are taking action towards your goal. We see this effect in many videos in the intelligence community. 2 empty tips summarized by AI. I am here to give you the opposite. Enough of pseudoscience bullshit or simplistic views that keeps you in your comfort zone. Enough of garbage dressed up as insight. If that makes you uncomfortable, good. It should. The first book is The Secret, a book that popularized the law of attraction. Is the belief that if someone asks hard enough, the universe will magically grant them their wishes. The author explains that people are poor because they are thinking thoughts that they don't have enough. It must be empowering waking up every morning and reminding yourself that all pain, hardship, or sorrow you suffer in your journey is your fault. You failed to ask the universe. Truly, if you ever see someone reading and believing the contents of this book, you can be relieved. They are not going to present any challenge to you, unless you bet with them on who is the most naive. Imagine if Madara Baku used this secret. You can be assured he would not be anything near what we see in Uzagwe. He would be someone passive, coward, weak, and ultimately a prey to sharper individuals and organizations. The second book is Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. The funny thing is that The Secret actually was heavily inspired by Napoleon Hill, one of the greatest scammers of all time. The book, written in 1937, also sells the idea that the material universe is governed by our thoughts. Hill's influence corrupted the industry of self-help by presenting wishful thinking as a magic skill. And it is one incredible example of the use of the 36 stratagems. Create something from nothing. If you have this book, I suggest you throw it away. Seduced by results without effort, you keep being mediocre. I want to be clear. This book is shit. It is filled with unverifiable anecdotes about successful people. The damage comes from the message. Desire, faith, and autosuggestion will bring riches. What a wonderful way to keep people passive. The author is the type of person that convinced himself he understands the mechanism of reality. Seriously, Chapter 3 teaches readers to build a burning desire for money by repeating affirmations, as if obsessive visualization is a substitute for analysis, strategy, or effort. Imagine if Baku won surpassing the leader by only visualizing his victory. This is what this book is selling you. If I was not clear enough, I am going to be again. This book is shit. Another mediocre book I often see recommended is Awaken the Giant Within by Tony Robbins. I'd recommend it too, if you have the time and curiosity to read the advice to something in 544 pages full of NLP pseudoscience bullshit. Tony's greatest accomplishment is convincing millions he is great at accomplishing things. He attracts readers by selling easy tips, like the tip of changing your emotional state by changing your posture or facial expressions. This is an absurd oversimplification of emotional regulation, as if you can override years of trauma by changing your stance. His concept of rules, that are internal beliefs that determine what causes pain or pleasure in your life, is introduced just so he can say you have to change them to feel better. It is like telling someone stuck in a maze to just go the right way. This is a lazy misapplication of Stoicism, while selling as a life-changing technique he developed. Selling a fake certainty to people desperate for control in unpredictable environments is what his books are about. The fourth book is 12 Rules for Life by Jordan Peterson. Since it is a newer book than the mentioned previously, it contains a number of decent but cliché pieces of advice. But they are presented infested with myths, abstract metaphors, and other structures written by a man allergic to falsifiability. You can't test his claims. He declares, chaos is feminine and order is masculine, and presence is certain truth. The author's main weapon is vagueness. He never commits to clarity or specifics. They are like fortune cookies or astrology. He merges evolutionary psychology with Christian metaphor and presents to you an insight lacking any empirical evidence or analytical foundation. A famous rule is, set your house in perfect order before you criticize the world. This rule implies that individuals who suffer or protest systemic issues should first fix themselves. If you wait until you are perfect to make changes, guess what? You are never going to change. Honestly, it seems this rule is just a shield the author created to protect himself from criticism. This is not wisdom, but it is a polished form of cowardice. All these books have something in common. They are delusions. Mediocre people love delusions since they can maintain a hit of dopamine while avoiding discomfort. This is a bias that attracts people. They want a get-rich-quick scheme. What they end up with is shallow advice mudded so as to pass as deep. My intention in this video is to open your mind to the traps contained in famous books. Their oversimplified vision closes your mind, makes you rigid and dull. You end up wasting your life consuming content that doesn't give you growth. I created this channel because it is frustrating to see exaggerated content in the intelligence community. Many videos contain the same mechanism obtained in these books I mentioned. They are shallow analyses dressed up as something magical, something that could change your life, while they give the same generic advice over and over. Destroy wishful thinking. Stop being seduced by shortcuts or easy wins. Don't be so naive.